If you feel like you've lost 10, maybe even 20 yards in your golf swing, it's not because you're getting weaker. It's because you're leaking power. And the worst part is most golfers are doing this without even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 biggest power leaks that are killing your distance and how they connect to your distance profile. And once you see them, you won't be able to unsee them. Like I said, I call these power leaks. These are small mistakes in your swing that don't feel like a big deal, but they quietly rob you of 10 to 20 plus yards. And chances are you're doing at least one of them right now. And when these start stacking up, that's when you start to see what I call a distance trust gap, where what you think your distances are and what they actually are start to drift apart. I've done all of these at different points, and there's been times I've done all of them together.
So let's dig into the distance trust gap real quick for a second. So we're going to talk about the 7 iron right now. You can see that right now I'm about 135 off of the green. Normally my 7 iron I hit 145 to 155. Now the problem that I had with the 7 iron a couple years ago was I would hit that thing anywhere. Now you can see the two distances, 145 and 155. That puts me on the back half of the green, probably a little bit too far. Now 125 to 165. Those are the numbers that I used to hit it. And that was not good for me. It would put me all over the place. So sure, I would span that green, but realistically in a case like this, knowing this green, knowing what I know now, 135, I'm probably going maybe a pitching wedge depending on the day, probably a 9. And that's going to get me to where I want to be. The 7 iron used to be a mess for me.
But why should I listen to you if you screw up too? I know you're thinking that, and I get it. But I've worked to fix the issues and realize that a lot of people probably have the same ones. So to save time, just use what I've learned. The first power leak is poor contact. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, obviously contact matters. But here's what most golfers don't realize. Even slightly off-center hits can cost you massive distance, not 2 or 3 yards. We're talking 10 plus yards instantly. And when this shows up across multiple clubs, it starts distorting your entire distance profile for your whole bag.
So talking about distance profile, we're going to open this up on a hole that I'm used to at Sunset Valley Golf Course. So my 7 is where I always start. That's going to take me from 145 to 155. So you can see it's not perfectly to scale, but past that, we're going to build out from the 7. So we're going to the 6. That'll get me 155 to 165. Past that, up to 175-ish, that's going to be my 5 iron. So it's really important. Those are 3 clubs that I use all the time. Now going to the 4 and the 3 iron, not big on them. I don't necessarily trust them right now, but the 4 will get me to about 190. And the 3 iron, if I hit it well, which is rare, I honestly don't take that out of the bag, it's going to get us to 205. I do have a 5 wood in the bag. Again, don't use that a ton because it generally doesn't come into play. That can go about 220. 3 wood, generally 220 to 240. Somewhere in there is pretty solid for it. And the driver, 240, 260, might go a little bit more depending what I'm doing. Now, the driver has been much better for me lately. I trust it a lot more. And I'm generally going from that to somewhere from the 4 down. Now, below the 7, you're going to the 8. So 135 to 145 is going to be the 8. That's why before we talked about going between an 8 and a 9, coming in from about 135 out. The 9 is 125 to 135, and then inside that we'll have all the wedges.
So here's a mini fix. Instead of trying to swing harder, focus on hitting the center of the face consistently. Because when you fix contact, distance shows up automatically. I started fixing this with the tape drill and my Rapsodo MLM2 Pro's Impact Vision. Those 2 things really helped me. But here's the problem. Even if you fix your contact, you could still be losing distance. Ugh, another problem. Let's fix it. The second power leak is deceleration. This is one of the biggest hidden distance killers in golf. You think you're swinging hard, and you are, but your body's actually slowing the club down before impact. This is actually even more common when you train indoors. I know when I started working out here in the GIF, my do-it-yourself home golf simulator, I got a bad case of indoor swing syndrome. I continually slowed down because I was afraid of hitting things, especially the ceiling. And if you've ever hit a shot that felt weak, even when you tried to swing hard, this is exactly what's happening. This is one of the fastest ways to create a distance trust gap, because some shots go normal and others come up way short for no clear reason. You stop trusting your clubs and your distances.
So let's talk about distance trust gap with our driver for a minute. So this is a problem I used to have. I'd go anywhere 225 to 275 on a good day. That was last year. Now the problem that I had with that, it wasn't the distance. That's 50 yards difference, which honestly, if I'm in the middle of the fairway, I'll deal with that. The issue was, I'm going to start putting dots out here. This is showing where my shots would go. A lot more to the right. I'd push some off to the left, and a ton of them would be slices. So you can see they're all over. So I'm going to circle it. That's my dispersion right there. That's not great. It's all over the place. I would never know where the driver was going. So I tried to get smarter with the driver. And what I did, I would try to straighten it out, fix my mechanics, all that. But once I did that, I would try to find a couple different spots. So you can see it about 250 out. There are two safe spots up there. You've got a sand trap right in the center at 250. But between 225 and about 235, 240, or at about 275 to 300, those are two really safe spots. Now, obviously, we're circling in red right now. That 275 to 280 is unrealistic, especially on this particular hole. You're most likely not going to get there. Another spot over there is tough to get to, but you're also going over the top of the sand trap. Your best spot to go, I'm doing in yellow right now, 225 to 240. That is a golden area to go for. So the last piece of the puzzle, we're looking at this green right there. That's kind of the good area. That's where I'm aiming for. Now, you can see you've still got the bunker there. The green is where I used to go. The blue is where I really want to be. Again, you're 225 to 250, which is putting you probably 100 yards out on this hole, maybe 80 if you're right at 250. And that's going to put you in a spot where you can actually make the approach. You don't have to worry about the sand trap as much, and it sets you in a really good area. It's tighter and it's safer.
Here's another mini fix. The key is committing through the ball, not trying to guide it. Keep your eye on it until your body pulls you up. Now the next one. This is one almost nobody talks about, but it might be costing you the most distance. Hey, before we get into number 3, I just wanted to mention how great Busted Golf is. They've got great stuff for out on the course and just hanging out. And they're a great group of guys who support vets, military, and first responders. Check out their stuff and save a bit at bustedgolf.com/golfreboot. The third power leak is your setup. Specifically, where the ball's positioned. How many times can we talk about setup? Well, if you fix it, we'll stop. LOL. Most golfers think distance comes from the swing, but it actually starts before you even move. If the ball's too far back, you're probably hitting down too much, and you're losing distance instantly. And again, this throws off your distance profile through your entire bag.
So we talked about distance profile with the rest of the bag before. We're going to dig into the wedges a little bit right now because that's really where you can score. So from about 55 yards out, max full swing, that's going to be my 69 degree. I know not a lot of people carry it. I do. It is USGA conforming. Outside of that, I do have a 60 degree. I can get from about 90 and in with that. Over time, I'm sure I'll get further, but right now the 60 is plenty to get me from 90. Outside of that, again, from about 110, 115, you've got the 54, and that one's perfect. Outside of that, up to about 125, 130, I've got the pitching wedge. And the whole point of this is to show you that you can do this. You can build a distance profile.
The mini fix. Move it slightly forward, and you'll launch the ball higher with more speed. Remember, back is likely going to stay lower and not compress well, so less distance. If you go too far forward, you're most likely going to scoop it too much. That's why placement and stance is super important. Get that ball in the right spot. We've done videos on that before. So if you feel like you've been losing distance, it's not random. It's coming from one of these power leaks. They're creating a distance trust gap and throwing off the distance profile for all of your clubs. And this is exactly why I built what I call the full bag framework, because fixing distance isn't about one swing. It's about how everything works together. Fix these and you can add serious distance without even swinging harder. And if you want to fully dial in your distances across every club and actually close that distance trust gap, make sure you subscribe, because we're going to keep building out this full bag framework step by step. I get it. It can be rough to get better at golf, especially when you hit a plateau. Most of us just give up and say, this is where I'm going to stay because we think it's too hard, but it doesn't have to be like that. So if you're like me and you're ready to make a few simple tweaks and fix your game and shatter your goals, let's do it. If you enjoyed this video, I think you'll really enjoy this next one too. I think it'll really help you expand on this. It's going to be popping up right now. My goal is to post things that I wish I knew when I started in 2004 and to help 1,000 golfers in 2026 while I do it. And don't forget to subscribe to see the rest of our videos and become part of the Golf Reboot family so that together we can play better, have more fun, and love the game again. See you next time.